you going to share the screen or give me the ability to share?
Are you able to see my slides, sister?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Bismillah.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to the nutrition and fitness segment of the Platform Health Fair Virtual 2020 program. Thank you for joining in. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sí orí ètò wa. The topic of today's program, especially this segment, is superhero foods for super immunity. And before we get started, I have a short quiz for everyone. So if you have a piece of paper with you and a pencil or a pen, that's fine, but you are free to chat. You are free to use the chat box by answering the questions in the chat box. So put down your answers in the chat box, inshallah. So let's get started. Bismillah. So here is the food quiz. 3 questions. Each question has a statement or a question. Please write down the answers next to each question in the chat box.
Come on, everybody. Bismillah. The first question states, name 4 fruits mentioned in the Holy Quran. Come on, who's going to be the winner? That's question number 1. Name anyone. Thank you. Question number 2. Which surah is named after a fruit? If you are at the Kahoot section last night, you should be able to get.
Yes.
I'm not seeing anything. So the question 3, let's move on to 3. These are the questions that are mentioned in Surah Al-Baqarah, except which one of them? The vegetable that are mentioned in Surah Al-Baqarah. So I'll see that some people like to raise up their hand, but we do not have enough time, so we would like for you to chat. So please send in your message, your answers to the questions.
So 10 more seconds, and then we go to the next slide for the answer.
All right.
Please.
Going once, twice. There are 4 people raising up here. We have to stick to the time. So please type in your answers. Sister Maryam?
Okay, so the answers are, for our first question, which fruits are mentioned in the Quran? We have dates, figs, grapes, and pomegranates. Question 2, which surah is named after a fruit in the Quran? Chapter 95 of the Quran, that's Surah Al-Tin. And Allah swears by the fig and the olives. Watini was zaytun. And the last question, among the vegetables that you saw on slide 2, which one does not fit the category? So cucumber is mentioned in the Quran, garlic, onions, and lentils, except red cabbage. When Allah mentions any food in the Quran, there is a reason behind it. Therefore, as Muslims, we must take heed and try to learn their nutritional and health benefits. So like I said, when Allah swears by the fig and the olive, by saying what Yumi was they do, we should try as much as possible to know the reason behind it. And first and foremost, we should know that these particular foods have a special status to us as Muslims.
Thank you, Sister Maryam.
So In the context of COVID-19, as we all know, we are in a pandemic, and as much as possible, as Muslims, we have many benefits in the Quran and the Hadith that tells us on how to eat healthy and stay healthy. But in this situation, amid the pandemic, we have to focus on specific foods that would increase our immunity, that will make us stay strong. Even if you're sick, our body can easily react positively to diseases. So we have mushrooms, we have vegetables, we have pumpkins, and so many foods. But because we have a short time frame, I won't be able to mention all the foods during this presentation. I just selected a few foods. So mushrooms, vegetables, pumpkins, I call them the most valuable players, MVP. So let's start with mushrooms first. The mushroom is known as the queen of immunity because mushrooms contain several immune supporting ingredients that cause the body to react quickly when exposed to viruses and and bacteria. Also, according to medical research, mushrooms have shown to fight against several cancers, including colon cancer, breast cancer, prostate cancer, and stomach cancer. I'm working on my own research with two different professors who are interested in how mushrooms fight against breast cancer, for example. And some researchers have gone so deep to the extent that they've already found that mushroom fights against breast cancer for up to 60 to 70%. When you go to the store to buy your vegetables, most of the time there is mushroom there. Mushrooms are always around the vegetable aisle where we have our vegetables and fruits. Just to let you know, mushrooms are the only food in the produce aisle or the vegetable aisle that contains vitamin D. So mushrooms are the only produce that contains vitamin D. So just as a reminder, we have a vitamin D from sunlight, which is the natural vitamin D. And if you want to increase the level of vitamin D in your body, you can also consume mushrooms. I know nowadays they fortify foods so that vitamin D can increase, but you can naturally focus on mushrooms and increase your vitamin D level. And there's a fun fact I just realized lately that mushrooms are in abundance in our beloved country of Nigeria. When I was in Nigeria, I never heard of mushrooms before. Maybe some of you might have known about mushrooms, but I never heard the word mushroom. So Nigeria is blessed to have so many natural fruits and vegetables that majority of us don't know about. And these foods have healing benefits. When it comes to vegetables, especially our green vegetables, they are known to be the king of super immunity. So the mushrooms are known to be the queen. The vegetables, especially the green ones, are known to be the king of super immunity. So just like mushrooms, they also have antiviral properties, antibacterial properties, and they keep us strong. They keep us well when we eat them accordingly. I know as Nigerians, I would say we are big on vegetables. Why? Because every day we have to have soup or stew in our homes. I like to jẹ ọbẹ̀ nílé, tí ò bá sọ́bẹ̀ nílé, kò sóúnjẹ nílé. But tọ́bẹ̀ bá ti wà, every other thing falls into place. But we have to now divert our attention from just focusing on tomatoes, red bell peppers, onions, garlic, and focus more attention on the green vegetables. So we can use the red, the colorful, the non-green vegetables to cook our oven and our stew. But the green vegetables, let us also try to focus more on them so that we can use salads or we can use them as smoothies because they also have beneficial ingredients. That even the Quran says everything, and scientists are
Mashallah.
Mashallah. So our green vegetables include not only eforiro, like spinach. We have so many eforiros that have different names and different benefits. Spinach, okra, ila, kale, collard greens, sprouts, those are sprouts, asparagus, broccoli, and so forth and so on. So make sure when you are eating, if you are eating a cup of rice, let's say you cook 1 cup of rice, Make sure you cook 3 cups of vegetables. Let the vegetables be the one that takes maximum space on your plate. Unfortunately, it's the other way around for we Nigerians. It's the other way around. And as Muslims, I think we need to do a better job in reversing that so that we can be stronger. Now, pumpkins. Pumpkins also have immune booster. Okay, they are packed with vitamins A and C. They are great for the heart because of its potassium content. For those who have high blood pressure, pumpkins are excellent. They have high water content, about 94%. So also take advantage of pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds look like melon seeds, egusi. So if you see egusi seeds, they are very, very alike. I don't know if they are pumpkin seeds in English, but pumpkin seeds and egusi seeds look very much alike. The pumpkin seeds contain copper, iron, and potassium.
Thank you, sister. You have about 2 minutes left, sister.
So we have garlic and onions, which we all use in our soup and stews. Amalo albosa, we should continue to use that because they also improve our immune system and they are natural antibiotics. And when we are slicing onions or cutting onions or chopping onions and we all cry, like I'm one of those people who tear up a lot when I'm cutting onions. As we are tearing up during that chemical reaction, immune building compounds are forming. And these same immune building compounds help detoxify carcinogens and prevent cancer formation.
Thank you very much, Sister Maryam.
We have lemons and limes and honey. Honey, as you all know, is a source of divine healing. So instead of sugar, let's use honey. And the second message is, let's eat less crab. It's not my words, it's from Dr. Peggy Malone, who lives in Canada. Let's eat less crab. Let's eat less crab. Crab, C-R-A-P, carbonated drinks, our soda, Fanta, Sprite, ginger ale, they're all carbonated drinks full of refined sugars. They do us no good. Let's stay away from artificial sweeteners and colors and processed and fast food. And let's eat more food, fruits, vegetables, organic lean protein, omega-3 fatty acids found a lot in fish, and drink more water.
All right. Thank you, mashallah. Thank you so much, Sister Maryam.
These are my references, and thank you for attending.
Mashallah, thank you so much. So we should go for the pumpkin, not the pumpkin pie. Okay, everybody got that right. Thank you so much. Now our next presenter is Sister Balkis Omolara, all the way from Nigeria. She's joining us from Nigeria. Alhamdulillah. Sister Balkis. Oh, she's not?
No, she's in Houston, Texas.
Oh, mashallah, she's in Houston. Alhamdulillah. That's very nice. That's very nice. Sister Funmilayo, she has a BSc in psychology. She has an MBA in healthcare management. She's a certified holistic wellness coach, and she's a certified child nutrition expert. She's the owner of Nourished Supermom. Isn't that cool? Nourished Supermom, which is a company that clients through proven steps designed to help to create total mind-body wellness with tons of support and guidance to help our journey, our wellness journey. So without no further ado, please welcome Sister Maryam Funmilayo, Sister Balkis Funmilayo. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, sister. Sister Balkis.
Sister Balkis, please unmute yourself. Okay.
Yes, I just did. Thank you so much, Sister Sakinat, for the kind introduction. Jazakumullah khairan and everybody for showing up. I'm really happy to be here, and this is a topic that's really dear to my heart. I really want to apologize in advance for such a short time for a big topic like this, but inshallah, I hope to do some justice. And well, to get started, I really want you to, if you're not taking anything away from this session, I really want you to take this quote with you. Our genetics load the gun and our lifestyle pulls the trigger. So what does that mean? It means we need to, this is the time to start becoming the bosses of our own health. So I was trained in a holistic philosophy of Wellness 360, and I'll be talking more about that very shortly. And what, Sakina, can you share the screen, please? I really can't see anything.
All right, one moment.
Sakina?
Well, one moment, please. Sister Maryam, can you please return the host back to me? Thank you. One more time, Sister Maryam.
Okay, is it working now?
One moment, please.
Otisha.
Okay, Otisha, but that's for Sister Maryam. We're trying to get to Sister Omolara.
It's okay, I can do it from here, that's okay.
Thank you very much.
So one thing I want you to part away with today is this quote that says, our genetics load the gun and our lifestyle pulls the trigger. Okay, so my training, like I mentioned, is in a philosophy of Wellness 360, and this is all it means right here, this diagram right here. Can you see my screen? I'm sorry, can you see my screen? No?
I'm trying to get you to your screen. Okay. What about now, sister?
Okay, it's showing.
Okay.
Can you make it bigger? I'm sorry.
One moment. It's gonna start playing from the beginning. Yeah, there we go.
Okay. So you can go to the next slide. So the topic of today's presentation is becoming the boss of your own health. And what does that mean? This means we need to take a good look. Like beyond the food we eat, there are many other factors in our lives that affect our lifestyle. There are many other factors in our life that affect our well-being. So for instance, the food we eat, okay? So beyond the food we eat, and food is very important, don't get me wrong. Actually, research finds that about 90% of many illnesses stems from the food choices we make. So that says the food we eat is very important. So in addition to that, the water we drink, how pure is our water? Are we hydrating enough, or are we reaching for sugary drinks instead of nourishing ourselves with water throughout the day? Are we giving the body the rest it deserves? Okay, are we taking quality air in? Are we moving our body in terms of exercises and everything that speaks to us? Then our spirituality also counts, our finances, our careers, our relationships. Are we having healthy relationships? And every single element in here, can you go back, please?
Sure.
To the second one. Yeah, so my point is every single element in this wheel affects one another in some way. For example, when we are not well rested, we don't have good quality sleep, it's going to show up in our body. We'll be tired, and when we are tired, we don't have any energy to give to maybe our relationship, for example. It's going to suffer because we don't have that maybe, for example, we don't have that energy to play with our children or show up to our loved ones in the best way. And maybe, for example, if our body is not in balance, it might show up in our career. We don't have that focus. We don't have everything we need to give in our best. So let's go to the next slide, please. Okay, so this is all about balance. Okay, just like I mentioned in the previous slide. So everything needs to be in balance. Our food needs to be in balance. Our water intake needs to be in balance, because if they are not in balance, there's always something wrong, and everything calls out like stress, you know. So if you're not resting properly, if you're not nourishing yourself properly, it shows up in terms of stress. The next slide, please. So Sakina. So Sakina,
Now, how is that?
can you allow me to share my own slide, please?
Yeah, Sister Sakina, what you can do is you can just press.
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum.
Okay.
Wa alaikum salam. Give her the control.
Okay, this is good. So there is actually a branch of science that focuses on how stress impacts our immune system, and talk about this day and age, the COVID situation. So we need to know how to balance every aspect of our health to make sure we are not falling into stress. And, you know, and stress can show up in different ways, in illnesses, in every pleasant, unpleasant effects that we really don't want. So how can we start managing our stress? We need to look at our spirituality. Are we connected to our creator in the way that we are supposed to? Our emotional systems, for example, how are we controlling our emotions? If we don't know how to control our emotions, it can spike up some level of stress in us, which is not going to be healthy. And our movement, are we moving properly? Are we moving our bodies? Are we exercising? Are we doing some kind of movement to make sure that we're not stressing out unnecessarily? Are we hydrating water? Are we hydrating our bodies with quality water? Are we connecting with our loved ones? All of these items listed here go a long way to reducing stress in our lives and helping us promote balance in every way. The next slide, please.
You can, Assalamu alaikum, you can use the right arrow for the next slide.
Okay, now I want to focus on the element of food. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
It looks like she was frozen.
All right, so I want to focus on the element of food. And remember, food, the element of food is in that wellness 360 wheel I showed earlier. So food is very important. It gives us the energy, it gives us nourishment, however you want to see it. So food, elements of food, when we look at food, when we put food in our plate, or maybe a cup of smoothies, for example, we need to ask ourselves, is this food nourishing? Does it promote illness or does it promote health? So the element of food is also is actually very important to our well-being. We need to look at the qualities of food we're reaching for. Is this food organically grown? Okay, does it have, for example, I call it the PFC, the protein, the fat, and the carbohydrates. When you take a plate of food, for example, you need to look in your plate. Is this food balanced? Does it have the healthy fats to support my body? Does it have the healthy protein? Does it have the healthy carbohydrates? So for this reason, look at food as nourishment, because some people look at food as a reward, okay? And that is why there are a lot of problems stemming from food and people's choices of food. So when you take a plate of food, look at the food, like, is this a balanced plate for me? Is this healthy? The quality, the look, and for example, when you look at vegetables, get colorful vegetables, okay? Fill your plate with more than at least half of vegetables before you start reaching for maybe like the carbohydrates and the protein and everything. So that way you know that you're taking care of yourself in the best way. So also reach for low glycemic foods. You know, the low glycemic foods are low in sugar and most of the time high in fiber. So fill your plates with low glycemic foods, low glycemic index foods, colorful vegetables, beans, and legumes. So I want to dive deep into the the food element more. So food actually powers up our immune system. And what I tell people is it actually starts from your kitchen. If you don't buy it, you don't get to eat it. So when you're sourcing foods from good sources, maybe like your local farmers market, for example, or maybe like just a healthy food store, look for foods that are organically grown. They might be a little pricey, but what I tell people is that is an investment in your health. When you have to pay maybe that extra £1 or $1 to buy foods that have more nutrients in them. Okay, so look for foods that are organically grown, that are rich in nutrients and low in calories. Then more importantly, we should be looking to avoid genetically modified ingredients. When we buy organic, it means that that food does not have genetically modified organisms in it. The reason being that there's glyphosate, which is a chemical that farmers are notorious for putting in our foods, and these are cell damaging. So we want to make sure we are we are sourcing foods that are organically grown. And I don't think it should be complicated, because we can visit our local farmers market. We can have a small garden in our backyard. We can actually have like a community garden, okay, that would we can support, all hands on deck. We can start growing organically grown, sourcing organically grown food to make sure we're supporting our bodies in the best way. So remember that our genetics load the gun and our lifestyle poses.
Thank you, Sister Maryam.
Okay, so take the power back into your own hands, because we have control of whatever food we put in our mouth. So I want you to give yourself permission to start making these healthy choices, and inshallah, you see the rewards coming. All right, assalamu alaikum. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sister Belkis. So we
And
have some few
to mention that
however, if you like to send texting it.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, sister, we can hear you.
No, I wanted to mention that if anybody needs personal support, don't feel free to reach out to me on my website, nourishedsupermom.com. Thank you.
Do you hear that? Nourished Supermom. Thank you. So we're going to go into the some questions that I've received here. So one of them is, how has COVID-19 negatively or positively affected our nutrition and fitness habits? Sister Maryam?
Assalamu alaikum. Can you hear me very well?
Yes.
So how has COVID-19 positively or negatively affected our nutrition and fitness habits? I would say positively, more families are trying as much as possible to eat together at home instead of eating outside. Really, more families are staying away from eating fast foods. Now they are getting into the habits of cooking more at home and eating more at home as a family. And I can just give you a very short story of an elderly couple. And I got this information from a very close family member, extended family member. An elderly couple in their 60s, mid 60s. They when it comes to fast food, they eat their breakfast, lunch, dinner at fast food restaurants. And then when COVID-19 started, they were forced to start eating together at home. And that actually pushed them to start learning how to cook. And when they start learning how to cook, both husband and wife, I think they're grown-ups, they are grandpas, grandmas. So they live together. None of their grandchildren lives with them. When they start eating together at home and they start cooking together at home and eat together as husband and wife, they started shedding some of their extra body weight. So you can imagine the amounts of dollars they spent for many years eating outside. And this is not to say don't eat outside. I'm not saying anything about don't eat outside, eat outside. But COVID-19 has really forced many people to, think deeper than before and look at the broader perspective. If we can do this at home, and homemade is the best, whether we like it or not. Our children might not agree with us most of the time, but how can you encourage your children to join you in eating more at home. Let them do the cooking themselves. Even tobajo obena, tojo resina, tojo inkotobajo, at least praise them that they even give it a try. But by the time you spend at least 1 month eating at home, you would have saved yourself a lot of headache. And what I mean by that, there won't be any issue of illnesses. And then you save tons of money. And then it's a lesson for our children that cooking skills is not just only for the girls, it's for both boys and girls. It's a life skill. So that's the positive side of COVID-19. The negative side, food insecurity. Many families have.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Sister Balkis, one question here for you. So how do we form a reasonable fitness goal and goals and habits?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Yes, I always tell people that you have to find the true motivation within you, because what motivates someone else might not necessarily motivate you. So you need to see what is your why beyond, what is your why for wanting to achieve your health goal, for example. Like, and some people's why might go beyond, I just want to look good. It might be, I want to be there for my children. I want to grow old well enough to take care of my children, or I want to be healthy enough so that I don't have to suffer from any kind of illness. So look at your why. Look at why you want to start on your health journey, and your why has to be emotionally connected. Like I said, it has to be emotionally connected. It has to have some kind of feelings connected to it. So maybe that would be one way to push you forward in achieving your goal. And also you need to find someone who is maybe like an accountability partner for you. You need to find someone that you probably share the same goal with. Okay, so I told people recently that for me, I had to look to my siblings in Nigeria. Okay, we get on Zoom, we do like Zoom dance, So this is what I like to do. I like to jump rope. Okay, so look at what speaks to your heart, and maybe you can take it from there. The fact that everybody's going to the gym, you don't have to go to the gym if you don't feel like going to the gym. You can actually, meet your exercise goals or your health goals right in the comfort of your home. So look at what speaks to your heart, look at what you can do, and that will be sustainable. Okay, so that is what I have to say. I hope that makes sense. I hope that that's helpful.
All right, thank you very much. And also, while we're trying to take some few questions, you can please send in your questions, testing your question. That's better, that's faster for us at this time, because due to time limits. So we can have Aishat Abidogun. She has her hand raised up for a while now. Aishat Abidogun, please unmute yourself. Aishat Abidogun. Aisha, are you there? Aishat Abidogun. So now we can go to Fadila Balogun. Fadila Balogun. Please unmute yourself. Assalamu alaikum. Fadila Balogun.
Assalamu alaikum. Could you repeat the name again?
Fadila Balogun.
Balogun.
Is that you? Assalamu alaikum, Sister Balogun. How are you? What's your question? What question do you have for us today?
Why don't we celebrate Christmas?
Okay.
Assalamu
All right. Wa alaikum salam.
Hello. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, Sister
Go
Balkis.
ahead, sister.
Assalamu alaikum.
We can hear you, Sister Balkis.
We can hear you. Yes, we can hear you.
My question is, why don't we celebrate Christmas?
Sister Balkis. We don't celebrate Christmas because we are Muslims. We have two special Eids that we celebrate. Is Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha. So do you have any questions for us today in regarding nutrition? Is there any food that you like to eat? What's your favorite food? Unmute yourself. All right, thank you very much for your time, Fadila. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
Yes, wa alaikum salam. We have about 5 minutes left. Yes.
Yeah,
Go
just to
ahead,
let
brother.
you know, in the next 5 minutes, you can also post your question as well. So, sisters, you can look in the chat.
Yeah.
The chat is at the bottom. You can click on the chat icon. That way it comes up. Yeah, somebody said he has a question.
We have a question from
Amaru.
Majid. I'm sorry. Can we
Thank
quickly
you.
take a question?
Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Someone is asking, is pizza okay in moderation? Pizza, is it okay in moderation?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, Sister Bilkis. Can you hear us?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Sister
Wa alaikum
Maryam,
salam.
can you answer that question? Is pizza okay in moderation?
I think she can't hear us, but we can hear
Yes,
her.
I think she can't hear her, but we can hear her. Yeah.
So let me answer the question.
Thank you.
Pizza is okay in moderation. Every food that is allowed for us as Muslims to partake in, to eat, every food is okay, as long as we eat moderately. We follow the Quran and the Sunnah when it comes to eating. And our eating habit should be in line of our Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So when it comes to pizza, it's a fast food. And I have to be frank here, there are different pizzas and some are better than the others. Of course, don't get into eating pepperoni pizza or things that are not allowed for us as Muslims to consume it. So you can eat pizza and make sure the toppings are full of vegetables or cheese. But I really, really encourage you, and I think the question is from one of our young children. I really encourage you to learn how to make homemade pizza.
Okay, thank you very much. So another question is, what are other healthy Nigerian foods we can eat?
What's the question?
The person is they asking, what can you tell us about healthy Nigerian food that we can eat? They don't know what type of healthy Nigerian food to eat, so they want to know.
Many in abundance. Be proud to be Nigerians. Many mushrooms in abundance in Nigeria, and they are also here in America. So we should not assume that mushrooms is an American food. Allah has created this world with different regions, and each region has beautiful, diverse, and a variety of foods. So Africa region has its food, American region has its food, Indian, everywhere has its food. So as Nigerians, mushrooms are in abundance in Nigeria. Number one, you can eat mushrooms, vegetables, pumpkins, they're all found in Nigeria. But unfortunately, even as an adult Nigerian, I just realized lately that mushrooms are in abundance in Nigeria. So healthy Yoruba foods or healthy Nigerian foods. During the family jeopardy yesterday, Brother Fale Loritola mentioned jollof rice. Jollof rice is healthy, but make sure you use proper ingredients. Personally, I don't use Maggi cubes. I've used Maggi cubes. Maybe the last time I used it was 9-10 years ago, because there are so many beneficial ingredients, so many beneficial herbs all around us in nature that Allah has given us. So instead of Maggi cubes, I tend to use thyme or basil leaves. All those herbs are more beneficial. So if you try to do without Maggi cubes, that will be helpful. But basically, except what Allah states in the Quran that we should stay away from pork or dead animals, every other thing that does not come to us as haram is halal. we should not make it too difficult on ourselves. Almost all foods as Muslims is allowed for us, except what is stated in the Quran by Allah.
All right, Jazakumullah khairan. This is the end of our program. We thank you, everyone. We are going to start back again in the next few minutes, but you are asked to please go into another Health First section so that you can read the benefits of this second annual health fair. Jazakumullah khairan to our two experts, Sister Maryam and Sister Balikis. Thank you so much. May Allah reward you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.
Wa alaikum salam. Thank you all for attending.